A very similar input type to checkboxes is the radio button group. In this case, we're restricted to one choice when we're selecting from a group of opportunities. I'm going to go ahead and open this script in a browser. And here you see my radio buttons, and you see instead of multiple select, I can choose only one. So what we'll do now is show you how to access those values. So I'm going to create a function called show party, something like this. And then inside my script tags, I'll add the function show party. Very similar to the checkbox video and script. So in this case, it'll only be one. But if you recall, before we had a sports form. Well, in this case, we'll call it party form. And document.partyForm .party will hold all the values of our section. So in this case, I'll do console.log, and we'll add party.value. So can you guess what this will log? Yep, it's going to be Democrat. So when I go ahead and hit refresh with my tools on, I should get Democrat. So there's Democrat and select party. Now there's a problem here. So what do you think it is? I have on-click show party. I have party form party0.value. Well, it may be a cache issue, because if we were to empty the cache and reload and hit select party, there's our issue. So that's happened a few times when I'm doing these demos. The Chrome will cache the values. So no matter what I select here, it's going to be Democrat because I'm only logging the very first element. So let's say I wanted to log only the one that is checked in a loop. So because we know that only one of these can be checked, what I can do is start using a loop. So I'll use similar to what we did in the checkbox video, but I'll do var I equals 0 as long as I is less than, and we'll do the length of the entire party. So as long as I is less than document party.length, that's the number of radio buttons, and we'll do I++. Now this concept is really important. We're going to be going over loops heavy, but we need to know them now because we're dealing with a collection. And remember, this week's about functions and events. So in this case, I'm going to log party I and then the value. Okay, I'm going to do one thing a little different. Now I've done the checkbox video because I had to loop around each one. So now I'm looping around each and every one. But once again, I can only output it if it's checked. So I can say if document party I, the checked property, if that happens to be true. Now notice this time I'm adding a triple equals. That's because it's best practice to equate not only with the two equals, not only value but type. And triple equals will basically evaluate whether something is the same and also if it's the same data type. So now what I can say is if the checked property is equal to true, let's just output the value. Okay, so I'll go ahead and do independent, and you see independent, Republican, other. Now one thing about this is even though it's always giving me the right answer, and it'll never be multiples because it's a radio button, one of the things that we should do is, because once that something is true, because it's a radio button, no other element can be true. So we should break that loop. So I'm going to go ahead and hit break on that, and that'll kill off that loop. That's a little bit different than checkboxes, and I'm just doing it to speed up my code. So like here, it's not going to loop 4 times. Independent, it's not going to loop 4 times. Democrat's going to loop once. So you can tell this by console.logging the I, because the I will be a number in each time. And because I broke that loop, it's because being a radio button, like right here, I just have, well here, we'll refresh this, make sure we save. So I'm going to go ahead and hit other, and we'll select party. Republican, other, and I'm going to keep logging regardless. So I'm going to do console log outside of the if statement there. And it's important for your own comprehension that I format properly, but let's go ahead and hit like Republican. And now you see I have 0, 1, but I don't have 2 because 0, 1 happened, then Republican was checked, and then we hit the break. So if I click on this, it's nothing. If I do this, it'll be 0. If I do this, it'll be 0, 1, 2. And that's because we're breaking when something's finally selected. So that's how to access the values from radio buttons. And you can see I log them, but in most cases we'd put them in a response field. So once again, any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to me.